Quite a turnout, and I think it's indicative of the size of the project that we just completed and the number of people involved. As I look down this list, I counted 191 names, and I'd be willing to bet that it's only between 70 and 90% of those that participated. When you do something like this, there's always that name that had that one little but very important part in the project that you may miss, and of course you don't want to. But this was a very cross-organizational project. It was certainly, as I mentioned, enough people were involved, and with most projects, that's what happens. There are a heck of a lot of people involved. As you look out the window there, you see what's coming down. As you look out the window on the other side, you see what just went up. It's really a 30-story monument to the dedication, to the achievement, and to the quality of the people that are in this room and the people that worked on this project that are not in this room. It's also fitting that we should be here today, the day after the Oscars, in the second largest award ceremony in the United States. Unfortunately, we couldn't get David Letterman, and Charlie is going to be our premier MC past soon, and I want to take this opportunity in front of this many people to wish Charlie Hop a very, very bon voyage, a good and healthy retirement, taking time away from this. Charlie was very instrumental, as you all were, in getting this town accomplished. Charlie, I want to take this opportunity. Aspect of not having this microphone, I think the speeches will be short. So with that, I would like to introduce, wait a minute. First of all, I have to thank the people that put this together. And I heard from secondhand that one of them, Mr. Mayers, said, holy smoke, putting this together was as difficult as putting commissioning night together. And I wouldn't doubt it. So I want to thank the people. I want to thank Karen Morrell and Bill Chris and Marty Hampus for putting this together. And with that, I would like to introduce anyone.
I'm here representing Arlene Feldman this morning. Arlene unfortunately couldn't make it. She's on the way to a listening session in New Jersey today. And as Sheldon said, there are a lot of people that need to be thanked, people that were involved in creating this new facility. And as Sheldon said, lots of people probably were left out off the list. I know I was. Because there was a period of time back 1987 when I was working in air traffic for a year on detail, when Bob Aronson of the Port Authority and Joe Del Balzo of FAA got together. They talked about a joint venture, building a tower. It was going to be on top of a pyramid sitting out there somewhere. You really shouldn't be looking out this window to see the new tower. And I got the assignment of representing air traffic at that point in getting that tower built. There are lots of people who are involved, and as Sheldon says, this is the Oscar group here. It's a continuation of last night's ceremony, but you're all stars. You know, it's not an easy thing to build a facility like this, to maintain it, staff it, work it, make the system work for people in the United States. You're all unsung heroes because people don't really hear about you. So on behalf of Arlene, I want to thank each one of you for getting this facility built, commissioned, and serving the people in the United States. Thank you. I also want to thank some people from the Postal Service who were instrumental in getting the award plaques done for us and getting the stamps, special stamps for the plaque. Mr. Gentili and Mr. Schofield of the JFK Post Office, manager of the Post Office, and they also contributed to the ceremony. At this point, I'd like to turn the microphone over to Jim Buckles of Air Traffic, representing John Walker.
Thanks, Manny. John Walker and I were talking this morning, and one of the things that doesn't seem to have gotten mentioned a lot, but that popped into my mind this morning was back in 1963, when I was at San Diego State College. Somebody that I believe was a great American leader without their support and cooperation. I particularly at this point would like to express appreciation and recognize George Dolan, the air traffic manager of Kennedy Tower. Mayor of Kennedy.
On behalf of Air Traffic at Kennedy Tower, I'd like to thank everybody in the room for all you've done for us in building that building over there. It's a great facility, and it will serve the client public for many, many years.
I'm short, but I'm standing on my toes. Before I turn it over to Alan Gershon, who's going to be filling in for me, I would like to tell a little story which Jim triggered me to when he was recalling what took place back in 1963. It was back in 1962, and it was my first assignment in the agency. I was down around Leesburg area at the Washington Center. And at the same time as we were building that facility, we were getting ready to commission the Dulles Tower. And that was innovative in its design, and its status was unique in the country. It stood at that point as being so unique that there were some who were saying that it was unnecessary radiation, it was a white elephant, it would never be utilized, the space that had been dedicated to it was staked. There was a lot of criticism. The agency was part of a cutting edge, recognizing that air traffic in that area was going to need that growth and that capacity. You can make a parallel with what we see here in this beautiful facility. There have been criticisms that you have read about that said, what's wrong with the old tower? Why do we have to put this in? Why the move and all of the commitment to that changeover? I think in a similar way that history will bear out the need for this and the acumen which led to its construction and design. And I applaud you as we applauded the people who were involved in the cutting edge back in 1962. It was a great feat, and it had dedication of a great bunch of people in the FAA and outside the FAA as well that made it work. And the same thing can be said here too. And I applaud you all for the effort.
Thank you, Joel. First, I'd like to say that the airway facility side of the house, Pete Acquedino, advance rep for the metro sector, wasn't available today. He's down in the Baltimore area working with the union on supply and I issues around the negotiations later on this week. I'm extremely pleased, proud to be up here to make these presentations on behalf of the Airway Facilities Division. I'd like to start with recognizing Don Roush, the second Myers. All about the singing? Veronica Garcia?
His perspective, because he did say several times there with the citizens organization. Those were the awards to the sector folks, and I was going to give the awards to the FP folks that participated. Before I start, I just want to bring out to you, there are a lot of names that will be called that aren't here. There are travel, there are some retirees, but we did this organizationally, and we announced the names so they can get the recognition and know that everybody here knows that their name was called. So even if they're not here to receive it, and things off, I heard, I know there's a lot of people working, a lot of people on travel, and some people on training. So with that, I'd like to start from our radar section. I'd like Mike Lands. Mark Miglietta. Okay. Okay, other names who are not here for my section, Alex Manuros, Al Arbeiter, Denise Siempa, and Richard McGowan, all the local participants. That A section, Tom Hom. Tom gets involved in all the hot ones. You'd think when I tell her there wouldn't be ILS, but no, not that. Yes, that's the one. Okay, Loy Yang. Okay, Steve Capsalis. Wait, Ben Saragano. Woo! Okay. And Jody Valero. Jody? Okay. Let me call Joe Mayers up to represent the section then. I know Joe is here. Is that a smile? I know when Joe comes into my office, he's wanting something. And I can tell how much he wants by the amount he's wanting. Jim Barnes. This guy, every time I walked up to the cab or the tower during installation, was always covered with cable and gut. Johan, by the way, this is the traveling section. Where's it? Candy James. Terrence Johnson. I don't think Terrence likes to be called husband. Joey Nash. George Potts. And I had some. Speak, speak, speak. Bill Tortoise. Joe Whitworth. And Rich Barrett. I'd like to give a hand to the whole section. Ed Montgomery. Carlos Capio. Timmy Kim. Timmy was walking down the hall from each wall, all bent over with the bag problem, and still climbing under and over engine generator. John Sedlak and Judge Charlie Dallas, who own them.
Forrest Gump, you feel hot.
Ryan Jordan. And Stan Ridley. Okay, Nelson Knox. Okay, Marcus Solari. Lucy Chow. Jimmy May. Nick Paris Davis. Okay, Jamal Watts. in bronze, Kevin, you're here. Yeah. Okay, Frank Lanzulo. Okay, Alan Jankowitz. Alan. Alan looks the same as he did before the color. Alan was really very instrumental in putting this together, as everybody was. Dave Kiddick. Win lock, we may. Win. Well, we could come out. And it's not Russo, it's Rosu.
The former branch manager. Yeah, right.
That one does, and telecommunications and special engineering is not always remembered in the end or in the beginning. Someplace around the middle is needed. But it makes those who work and who are part of the organization feel a real part of the organization. I'd like to call up acting in Mike Caterpillar's place, since Mike is traveling, Sergeant Ansari. Sergeant came back from India just for this. Why? That's why. And John Hexon. Okay, we'll bring it back to you, John. Okay. All right, John. Thank you, sir.
Okay, that's it for both 450 and 480, the F&E side of this installation aspect, but there's still a little more to go. Some very important folks, and I would like to thank Ann Harlan for giving me the privilege. The brother said I should say nice things. But I'll be honest with you, with this group, I don't think there's anything other than you could say. There's really been great support. There's skill. Roberta's on behalf of all. Not true. Thank you. Samira. That's a long time ago. I can't remember that long.
That's blowing the end of it.
That's for former teammates.
And for the rest of the people in 55, we would like to present, not the rest of them, for the whole branch, we would like to present the plaque, and whoever, Ann, would you come up and present this plaque? Actually, it's not really a plaque. Okay, now I would like to call up Alan. Alan?
Service Division, which I have the pleasure of managing, was created back in October. I think back to then in 2021, and it gave us an opportunity to provide real good support to the people who really make it happen out there. So I want to acknowledge each and every one of you for the work that you did do and giving us an opportunity to help make it a little bit more fun. We had the pleasure of supporting you in putting together the actual coffee, courtesy of Host Marriott. So we want to thank them also publicly here today. Thank you very much.
Shave about 10 minutes off the program.
That's it. Yeah.
Let's hear it from the entire.
His participation in the project for all the good years Charlie has given the FAA as he goes out of his retirement at the end of this week. So, Charlie Mack. And someone who travels much too much, couldn't be with us today, John Walker. Turn the ceremony back over to Sheldon and we'll close it out, almost equal to the Academy Awards.
Short and sweet. That's it for today. I want to thank everybody who came for coming. I want to thank you all for the fabulous job you do. Run that 30-story monument. Stay well, be healthy, go right. Thank you.
Good man.